If we were to just name all of the deaths that happened on this show, it would take us approximately an hour. Needless to say, we're going to have to shorten that list and only mention the deaths that really matter. There were a total of 737 characters that were killed on this show, and we're definitely going to be cutting some characters out. So here are all the deaths in Rick and Morty Season 1 through 4. Let's dive straight into it, shall we? Season 1. When you have a show that managed to kill 11 people in the pilot, you know it's going to be epic. Right from the get-go, they broke the borders of conventional story development, and we got to see a taste of greatness. The first person they killed was Frank Palicki, the high school bully that shattered into a million pieces after Rick froze him with his gun. After Rick and Morty decided to smuggle some of the special needs through intergalactic customs, a lot of aliens died, 5 of which were Grumplamites. They're the intergalactic police officers. During the second episode, 20 more people died. 3 of those died on the spot, and before the death of Mr. Goldenfold, we had a lot of other characters that died as well. Then came the episode with the Anatomy Park, and there we can't even count all of the bacteria, viruses, plagues that died in the episode. They killed Hepatitis A and C, they killed Alexander, Ruben, who exploded near the end of the episode. Then we had Dr. Xenon Bloom, Poncho, and Roger. The main death that took the lives of the entire ship, including Kevin, Cynthia, and Stu, was when Prince Nebulon blew himself up. The Meeseeks story managed to kill off at least 50 Meeseeks: Evil Beth, Evil Jerry, Evil Summer, Dale, the last Mr. Meeseeks, and King Jellybean. We can thank Rick for that one. With the Rick potion that turned all of the people into Cronenbergs, 17 of them were killed, plus 3 Mantis people, and of course, we can't forget that Morty and Rick died near the end of the episode. The following episode was the one with the Gazorpazorbs, where the writers killed off 5 Gazorpazorbs, 200 robots, and a bus driver. Since the next episode included deaths only on TV, we're not going to count any of them here. The first episode without a single death was Something Ricked This Way Comes. Oh, but don't you worry, they killed off about 30 Ricks in the following episodes, as well as 10 crab spiders and 1 evil Rick. The final episode of the season had 7 deaths, one of which was Lucy's when Beth ran her over with the car. Total death count in the season, 492. To pay homage to all of these victims, don't forget to smash that like button. It would be a shame if they died without a goodbye. Season 2. The first episode of Season 2 had only 1 death, where Chris died. The second one introduced a gaseous being called Fart that died, but there were also more than 50 deaths throughout the episode. In the episode Autoerotic Assimilation, Unity killed 19 of its mind-controlled citizens. In Total Recall, we had the alien parasites that infested the house, and Rick had to deal with them. How? By slaying all of them. There were 62 alien deaths on screen, and no, Mr. Poopy Butthole didn't die. When you get swifty with Rick, you also have entire civilizations that have to die off, all the celebrities on Earth, and about 14 other characters throughout the episode. In the following episode, Rick created a mini-verse that he used as a battery, which later created a teeny-verse, both of which were smashed by Rick in the end. The following episode, Beth and Jerry's Mythologues, killed a ton of people, as well as all the different younger Rick clones that he created. Then came the episode with the Interdimensional Cable Part 2, so we're going to skip all 21 deaths in the episode. The episode that was inspired by the Purse killed off about 100 man and lady cat persons, as well as 1 Lightkeeper. The Wedding Squanchers killed off about 30 people, including Bird Person, Pat and Donna Gutterman, and a lot of aliens and Grumplamites. Total deaths per season, more than 300 deaths, not including the planets. Season 3. After capturing Rick, we had to see him break out of prison. To do this, the writers killed off about 80 characters, most of which were Grumplamites, aliens, and Ricks. But there was also Conroy, Cornelius Daniel, and others. In the following episode, inspired by Mad Max, we got to see Morty's hand lay waste to numerous characters. Overall, there were about 40 deaths. This included Mohawk Guy, Colossus, a lot of Deathstalkers, and post-apocalyptic mutants, a knight, Lord Henderfinger, several robot Summers, and robot Mortys, and a robot Rick. The episode with Pickle Rick, they killed numerous rats and 3 cockroaches, a giant rat, all of the security guards, the agency director, and Jaguar's daughter. The episode inspired by the Avengers, called Vindicators 3, features Rick killing World Ender. Then we had the deaths of Calypso, Diablo Verde, Vance Maximus, Crocubot, Doomnometron, Alan Rails, and Million Ants. In the Whirly-Durly Conspiration, we got to see a lot of Risotto assassins killed off, a Risotto Groupon, even Jerry Smith died twice. The total death count was 19 characters. The next episode got to explore the toxic Rick and Morty, killed them as well as other toxic aliens in the process. The Tales from the Citadel was a monumental episode because evil Morty took control of the Citadel of Ricks. Numerous bodyguards died, Slick Morty and Morty's campaign manager died as well. And of course, about 10 other Ricks were killed in the end when evil Morty seized power of the Citadel. Morty's Mind Blowers, we got to see about 20 people die in Forgotten Memories, and this was followed up by the ABCs of Beth, where we got to see a lot of bird mutants, Varix, and tons of Floopyland creatures die when they were consumed by Thomas Lipnib, who also died. The final episode of the season features Rick versus the POTUS and the deaths of 17 security guards. Season 4. The season started with Rick and Morty mining death crystals. They allowed people to see how they would die, and the episode explored a universe of bees, a universe of Nazis, and about 70 deaths all in all. The second episode featured the deaths of lizard people, robot rebels, Tony and Tony's wife, and 1 delivery drone. The total death count reached just shy of 50. In One Crew Over the Crew Who is Morty, we got to see Morty enjoying Heist Con, where he was in a run to become the best con artist in the world. Rick invents Heistotron, the best robot for creating a heist. Now, they kill the entire civilization of Gramuflags. All the 3,328 Heist Con guests die when the building collapses, and a buttload of other secondary characters. In an episode with a lot of dragons that have weird sexual fantasies, they killed a rock golem, about 24 orcs, an undead dragon, an ice dragon, a fire dragon, and the wizard. The following episode, Rattlestar Reclactica, in which Rick and Morty killed several hundred snakes before wiping about 21 billion snakes from existence. In Never Ricking Morty, there were 23 characters that died. There were the 14 security guards, Alien Man and Woman, Morty and Rick, the floaty Bloody Man, and the female scorpions, which were killed by Beth and Summer. In Prometheus, Rick and Morty kill hundreds of aliens and face-sucking parasites, and finally, they realize these guys are vulnerable to music, and that's when they killed them all with tunes. In the Vat of Acid episode, we got to see Morty going back through time and killing hundreds of different versions of himself in the process. Following this, we had the episode Jerry controlling a civilization of clay people, all of which died, and of course, we had Rick fighting Zeus and winning. The final episode was one of the most epic in the season, as it features Space Beth. As for the deaths, we saw several Gromlophites die. Then they killed off Tammy Gutterman, and of course the battle between Phoenix Person and Rick, where Bird Person gets plugged off. On a related note, we wanted to know what was your favorite Rick and Morty episode. You can tell us in the comment section below. If you like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell